They say some decisions change your life forever. Sometimes just one sentence is enough to challenge love, loyalty, and humanity all at once. Anna and Daniel were a couple whose love was admired by everyone. They'd been together since college, poor but deeply in love. Daniel was a creative, idealistic architect who dreamed of building a house by the sea. Anna was an energetic, faithful woman who believed that when there's love, nothing is impossible. But when the financial crisis hit, Daniel's project collapsed. The banks seized their half-built house, and their dream vanished into the dust. Their only hope was a small amount of savings, the last thing that could possibly save them. Daniel said, "We'll go to Las Vonda. Let's try our luck one more time. Maybe things will turn around." Anna smiled hesitantly. They went to a city that smelled of money and dreams, and of loss when awake. In a grand, glittering casino, dice rolled across the tables, and the sound of coins mixed with laughter. At first, Anna and Daniel were lucky. They won a few rounds, and hope returned to their eyes. But luck, like love, never lasts forever. Within hours, they lost everything, every single thing they had. Tears filled Anna's eyes as she walked away from the table. At that moment, Victor Hayes, a middle-aged, wealthy, mysterious man, watched her from across the hall. In those tired eyes, he saw something that moved him. Maybe beauty, maybe pain, maybe a mix of both. A little later, when Daniel went to buy drinks, Victor approached her. With a calm smile, he said, "Losing hurts, especially when you've bet all your hopes on a single roll of the dice." Anna just gave a faint smile. A few minutes later, Daniel came back. Victor introduced himself and, without insistence, said, "I'm having dinner tonight at the Grand Hotel. If you'd like to join me, it would be an honor. Just a friendly conversation, that's all." Daniel, impressed by the man's politeness and composure, agreed. Dinner was elegant and extravagant. Soft candlelight, the gentle sound of piano, and a man who clearly was used to winning. He talked about business, travel, and life, about how money, if spent wisely, can save anything. Then suddenly he paused, looked at Anna, and said, "Imagine I could solve all your financial problems in exchange for one night with your wife." Daniel laughed, thinking it was a joke. But Victor's eyes were calm and serious. "I'm not joking. $1 million. Enough for a new beginning." A heavy silence fell between them. Daniel looked at Anna. Anna looked down at the table. Neither could speak. That night, in their hotel room, they stayed awake till morning. Anna said, "We're selling our love." Daniel replied, "I just want to save our future." Both had tears in their eyes, full of fear, confusion, and temptation. And finally they decided, not out of greed, but out of desperation. The next morning, Victor prepared check. The contract was signed. Anna came down to the lobby in a black evening dress. Daniel watched her, as if seeing her for the last time. Victor smiled, took her hand, and said, "I promise, nothing will happen by force." That night, they flew by helicopter to his private yacht in the middle of the sea. No one knows what happened there. But by morning, Anna returned. Silent, cold, with eyes that were no longer the same. Daniel tried to act normal, but his mind was haunted by images he couldn't erase. Every time he looked at Anna, jealousy burned inside him. Love gave way to doubt, and doubt consumed everything. Arguments began. One night, in the middle of shouting and tears, Anna cried out, "You said we should do it. Now you hate me for it." Daniel shouted, "I hate myself." That night, Anna left. Weeks passed. Anna tried hard to rebuild her life until Victor found her again. This time, in the art gallery where she worked. With a calm smile, he said, "I didn't mean to bother you. I just wanted to see how you're doing." Gradually, their meetings became more frequent. Anna, wounded from heartbreak and tired of guilt, slowly found comfort in Victor's kindness. But deep inside, something still whispered that this wasn't real love. Then one day, she learned the truth. By chance, she met one of Victor's friends who told her everything. Victor had fallen in love with her from the very first glance and had deliberately pushed Daniel to the edge so they'd break up. Anna stared at Victor in disbelief and said, "You play with money, but I live with my feelings." And she left him for good. A while later, Daniel worked quietly. He'd sold the half-built house and used the money to build a charity for orphan children. He had learned that sometimes saving others can heal your own pain. One peaceful evening by the sea, he saw Anna. Time had passed, but love was still alive in their eyes. Anna softly asked, "If he made that offer again, what would you do?" Daniel smiled and said, "This time, I wouldn't even think about it for a second." They sat by the sunset, hand in hand. No promises, no regrets, just understanding. Because they had finally learned, no amount of money can ever set a price on true love. Money that buys love will always cost more than you can afford to pay.